Wow, it really is just so nice outside. Now, I think there's kind of like a romance that comes with being outside, especially with others, and not like romance in the relationship way, but in the kind of artistic way. Think romanticizing stuff in history, the romantic era, right? Uh, when you romanticize things, there's like a romance to being outside with others. That's really nice. I haven't really done anything like that in a while or with anybody. It's definitely something I desire, though. I must say, just to stroll outside, like these summer nights, especially. Summer nights are just some of the most brilliant, immaculate times there are. Uh, and like right now, I mean, I can see very well out here, and maybe it's just light pollution. Let's be so honest, but it really isn't that dark in the night. Like I can traverse this yard perfectly. Now the camera doesn't pick it up because, really, uh, the human eye is quite an amazing thing, but that a camera lens can't quite replicate. But I can see out here, and it's nice, and it's pretty. I mean, we have the starry sky. Well, I'm hesitant to say starry, considering that it's not like I'm in the countryside or some rural area. You can't see anything up there. Most of the stars are completely blank, but I don't know. It's a cool moon at least. And look at the camera. Why is it so warm on the camera? It's a pretty cool color to me. Well, I guess it's not a cool color, but it feels like a cool color. It feels like a cool white. It's definitely not like that fluorescent yellow though. That's for sure. It's at least more vague than that. But I do suppose there's a small, slight yellow hue. Anyhow, that's a bit of rambling. Um, wow, you can see some of the floor. Not a sky, but like some floor. There's a garage. How fun! How fun! I have AP exams next week, and then I'm kind of, well, yeah, next week and the week after that, and then I'm kind of free from school after that. So I'm kind of chilling. I'm kind of chilling, uh, and then I'll have to get a job this summer and save some money, and then I need to like apply for like community college, get my pathway going, and let's see if we can like become a civil engineer, or maybe I'll change my major and uh, go some other direction in life. In terms of life, I mean, I have options and I have like some fun stuff I want to do and some hobbies and interests that, I mean, I really would like to pursue. But of course, that is all up to me. And there's interests, right? They're not, I suppose it's just a interests, not hobbies and interests. Because if they were hobbies, I would be actively doing them. But they're really just interest, considering that I don't actively put my time into them. I think art, I barely do that, but it is interesting. Or like game development and game design. Though that one you can almost call a hobby, almost. But it's definitely more. I guess game design. Game design is a hobby for me, but like actual game development is more of a interest. I have very, 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 I'm very, very surface level on that. And I mean, the only way to actually get stuff like this done is to just start. And because talking about doing things, thinking about doing things, telling people about doing things, it's never actually doing the thing. And yet it still seems to give, and like in most people, you can see that it still seems to give the same amount of dopamine as though if you just did it. And that's why a lot of people don't do things when they talk about it. It's because, oh, the lights are gone. It's because when you talk about, oh, there's like a street light right there. I think that's where a lot of the light pollution comes from. And right there. I think that's why I can see so well. Sorry. Anyhow, the reason why when people talk about doing things, they get dopamine from it, and then they feel less motivated to actually do the thing because they've already gotten the satisfaction just by talking about doing it instead of actually doing it. Um, and it's a trap people fall into. You shouldn't, like, you should just do the things you want to do or think you should do, because anything else is going to stop you from doing that thing. Even if it doesn't directly stop you and make you like instantly just not do it, it's gonna make you less efficient, and you're gonna have less motivation, less desire, right? Even if it's just a minimal impact. And if your desire is already minimal, then you're basically completely eliminating it from the process. That's how that is. I would say that's my take, but I mean, there's like studies you can search up backing this up. So actually, it's not just my opinion or take. It's just the truth. uh, anyhow, uh, I'll just keep rambling. I haven't uploaded one of these rambles in a while. You know, something crazy. I'm actually like an adult now. I'm 18. Crazy thing. If you couldn't tell from the past like 7 years of videos, I was not always 18. It's not always a functioning adult. So, uh, it is. It's a thing. I must say. I I'm gonna put the camera up here so there's some even though if you're this far in, I doubt you're looking at the black screen. You're probably tabbed out. Uh, or your name is anyhow. So in this moment, I I'm gonna have the future ahead of me, and you know maybe I don't, maybe I just die. Right? Maybe I don't have a future ahead of me. No one knows, but I'm at this crossroads. Right? I graduate high school, and then what? I mean, I've had all this free time, and for a while now, and I'm reaching a point where, I mean, things are gonna get difficult, right? And things are gonna get new, and that hasn't happened for about 4 years, right? I mean, once I entered high school, that was a new beginning, right? New people, new environment, and overall a new standard for how I should present myself and carry myself through life, right? Actually care about my grades, take harder classes. I mean, I've taken all these AP exams, and I mean, in 1 week, I have to take my calculus exam, my AP Lit exam, and Comp Sci Principles, which is a bum class, bum exam as well. Let's be so for real. Like, they have an actual computer science exam, it's Comp Sci A and B, but my school only offered Principles, and that class I low-key only kind of took because it was a free period. And you know what? It was fun. I think it's probably one of the greatest decisions I made was actually taking that class. Because, I don't know, I think I discovered a lot about myself through taking that class, just because of the people I was there with. But that's besides the point. Who cares about that? What's next? Yeah. I guess I'll keep talking about the hobbies and interests thing. Let's like cycle back on that. Um, so in terms of like game development, I have like my little project of Mob Showdown, and I do think I should bring that back. But oh, I know. I talked about hobbies and interest, but not something I do. Video editing, making videos. I have so much footage I've recorded, and I guess it's to go back to the opening statement, romance, right? The romance of like editing videos of like real life footage that you've accumulated over a long time. Like it's the diary of it. I can look back and be like, oh my gosh, this is my life at that point. I have enough footage to like upload all of it, edit it down, and I want to do it. I mean, hell, even if looking through it would be good because it's been like 2 years at this point, and I've already been procrastinating and started on it, and I have like at least 3 videos that I want to make at this point, right? I want to make my video like just having all that real life footage just edited down throughout the past 3 years because I mean that was just such a important part of my life, right? I went on like a plane to Missouri. That was amazing. I went over to Florida and lived there for like 2 weeks, and that was it was just, like some of the happiest like times I've ever had, legit. And I mean, I can't even remember why I was so happy, but or like the exact specifics, but I know I was happy, and that I guess that was it. It, happiness is too broad a term, or maybe not. Let me be more specific, I suppose. Or no, I think happy is too vague because it's not doesn't fully describe the feelings. I wasn't just happy when I was in Florida. I was like I felt fulfilled or satisfied. I felt content. I think content is the best of those 3 words because I think fulfilled and satisfied don't really work because it's not like I was doing anything in particular that would leave me satisfied or fulfilled. There was definitely some inaction there. So I think content would be the proper term. I was happy and I was content and I was just satisfied in living life, just being alive every day for every hour. But now I'm here, and am I happy? Am I satisfied? I mean, so. I definitely have more to worry about than I did back then, and you know, things are always uncertain. There's tension in the air, and you never know where you'll go sooner or later, right? So much is unknown. I mean, I'm 18, and when I watch the people around me, like do drugs, have sex, get in relationships, you know, the norm. Oh, I've got that FOMO, guys. Oh, that fear of missing. It's whatever. Um, But like I've never been in a relationship, right? And like that's chill, probably. Although I do think it is a shame to not get it out of the way now in high school. My first relationship, because that's statistically it's gonna be awful. It's gonna suck. It's gonna be terrible. Usually that's how that goes. So I do think it's a shame to still have that on my plate of canon events to go through. Canon event, wallahi. But that's fine. Anyhow, back to hobbies and interests. So art is something that I feel like I yearn for art, but I think I just yearn for the idea of art. Actually doing it is very different because it's really nice to think about art and think about drawing and think about the creation and like imagine yourself making all these like nice things, but the actual finished product isn't as anywhere near as rewarding as thinking about it. And that makes it a pursuit that doesn't feel good to go through. And I think that's why I've never like stuck with it. Because when you think about drawing, you think about like a finished product in your head, right? But actually drawing and going through the work and getting that finished product is not satisfying because it's not what you want. And so because of that, art usually just feels bad because the time you pour in does not give you an equal amount of value back. And I guess that's why I never got hooked onto art, despite all my attempts throughout the past half decade. But that's fine. There's music, and music is different. I think with music you get like an equal exchange rate, which is why I have quite enjoyed piano. And it also is just, I think instruments are cool. I think music is cool. Music is always like expressive and important to being human. And I've also always had like dreams and aspirations to like be in a band. And I think that maybe just having it on standby, just the like potential to do something like that by having some level of piano playing expertise is important because as long the thing with opportunity and luck and stuff like this is people talk about luck, right? How to do something you need to be lucky. Right? Most people who are successful, they're lucky. But here's the thing they miss is sure, you can be the luckiest person ever. You can get that. You can have the craziest opportunity ever, and like a chance to win $1 million. Maybe you get put into a Mr. Beast video. Oh, right. But it doesn't matter unless you're able to actually seize that opportunity. Sure, it takes luck to stumble onto the opportunity, but then it takes skill to actually make that opportunity valuable and worth it. And furthermore, we can think about mindset, right? The loser's mindset. If somebody doesn't believe they can win, then they will never be able to win. Because if you're not thinking you're able to win, then that means you're not thinking about winning. And if you're not thinking about winning, then you're not winning. Because in order to like, I guess I should put this in a better analogy. If you think you can't run, then you won't try to run, right? Let's say like you have this mental block. You're a soccer player and you broke your ankle. Sorry, football player. I'll say football because fuck America, am I right? So you're like a football player and you fuck up your ankle, right? And it heals eventually. But even after it heals, you can never run with that same level of confidence because there's like that mental block. Or you might like think that you're not able to run the same, and unless you think it, you won't be able to do it, just because if you think something's impossible, then if a way to do it shows up, you're gonna look past it. You're gonna completely ignore it because you're not looking for the opportunity to win. And that's why people miss opportunities. They're not looking for them. And the only way to be looking for opportunities is to have that mindset. And so you shouldn't give up, and you shouldn't ever just accept things as they are, because once you do that, you've officially lost and it's over. And if you have any care for what you're doing, any sort of passion or attachment, then you should know that it's never over. There's always a chance, and you should be looking for that chance and be ready for it. Anyhow, what next? I was talking about interest in art, and I think I talked about the romanticism of making a video and vlogs. I mean, I made a vlog in this channel before. It was pretty okay. It wasn't the greatest thing ever, but I think I'll be able to usually look back on my two like kind of vlogs with, you know, look back at them and be happy and relive some good memories and kind of transport myself back into the past, into where I am now, and think, wow, this is who I was and this is where I was in life, and I'm in a totally different headspace now. Or maybe I'm dead. You never know. To go back to game development, though, I have been thinking about making a game, and it's a very simple game, and it's inspired by Trapper's Delight. I want to make another game. I felt like I was really disappointed in Trapper's Delight. It was one of my favorite games. I mean, I have like plenty of hours sunk into it, but the problem is it has a community for one, but that's whatever. The problem is that the developer stopped supporting the game, and that was such a shame because the game had so much potential, and that's part of why I so badly want to make like a kind of a game very similar, because, well, I find it difficult to call it just like straight plagiarism or copying, mainly because the game was so unexplored that I feel like just by like taking out all that untapped potential, I feel like I'm making an entirely different product. You get me? Like that's how much was left like off the table. It's such an underdeveloped game that I feel like I don't feel like it's wrong to make a game with that as like the foundation and just completely just keep adding and maybe do some slight adjustments, because it's just you can't call it the same product anymore. It's like releasing a sequel at that point, right? But I can't really call it a sequel because I feel like it would be a completely different art style, um, and maybe even play differently, right? Uh, but that's besides the point. Anyway, it's Traverse is a very simple game, and that's why I feel like I have faith in myself to be able to actually make that type of game, because it's at that level where I'm like, yeah, this this is achievable. This can be done. Anyhow, I talked about art, talked about music a little bit, talked about vlogging, I talked about interest, and I guess I should talk about my future. So, well, I guess I did also kind of talk about my future, but still, currently the pipeline is, I think I want to go into urban planning, so become a civil engineer and then get a master's in urban planning. And I don't know if that's the life I'll pursue. It's a very, very long path, right? So if I do start on that path, I'd have like 7 years to cancel. Although I don't know if that's the way I should be looking at it. Uh, but I mean, I've taken calc so far, and it's not the worst thing ever. I can't say I love it, but calculus isn't all that bad. Well, okay, it's kind of bad, but it's fine. Oh, I know, writing. I think it'd be really cool. I want to like write on AO3, maybe write some like fan fiction, or maybe write my own stories. I do like creative writing. I've kind of, done expressed that occasionally whenever I've been like assigned it as homework throughout the past years, but I've never actually pursued it in my free time. For the most part, I think I have once, but whatever happened to it is gone. But I used to be really into like making stories, and why'd I stop? That childlike interest. I mean, now more than ever, I'm really into media and shows and television and like fucking anime, movies, writing books even. Like I read a few books, just literature and writing and its expression. It's something that I've enjoyed. How even lyricism in in songs, right? But that's the same kind of deal, right? Anyhow, so looking at all that, what I want to get at is that I I think I should write. I think that would be really cool. And I mean, that's all there really is to it. I think I'd probably want to write like rom-com shit, because I'm a fucking sucker for rom-com. I don't know if I will in a few years' time. If I ever get into a relationship, it might break the magic, that the magic of like romance novels might be broken for me if I ever get into a relationship. But as I am now, they are so peak. They make me want to kick my feet up and down in the air, and I get all giddy and I giggle to myself in bed. It's true though. It is true. I'll like actually audibly squeal. Like I'll squeal. Fucking yeah. Fucking okay. I don't do that. But I do. It is enjoyable, for sure. I wonder how the wind is picked up on this phone because it's definitely been windy the past 20 minutes. That being said, I've been out here at night in like the kind of coldish air for 20 minutes and I haven't noticed. And that's because I go back. That's why summer nights are so amazing and romantic. It's it has a nice cool breeze, but it's not cold. It's not chilly. I'm in my shorts and I'm barefoot. But because it's summer, I can be out here in the night and it's comfortable. It's relaxing. It's nice. It's nice. I'm gonna look back this video and I'm gonna be like, oh my gosh, this motherfucker goes, and like there's these like double stutters. You know, silence is fine, right? You can be silent between your sentences. Gosh, and it's true. Hi. Uh. But you don't need to say or have these little things in between your words as you're thinking. You can just be silent and it's fine. It actually sounds more dignified and clean and eloquent and nice. I those are not parallelisms. I think those were a little bit too different, but it's kind of had the same format as a parallelism, assuming that I said assuming that I know what a parallelism is. Speaking of parallelisms, AP Lit, I was talking about writing, and in the back of my head, I'm thinking about my AP Lit exam, which is my first AP exam. It's next week on Wednesday. It's exciting. I think I should do pretty good. It's written on tablet for the first time. There's like this Blue Book app now. So AP Classroom, AP exams are changing up. They're going on computer now, which is, I mean, hey, sure. I do think it is a shame. I feel like I was 1 year too late in some senses of the word because, no, because like there's a lot of things going to shit right now. Right, ChatGPT is a thing now. I've never used ChatGPT in school, I still haven't. I probably should learn how to use it and should because I don't think it's going anywhere, really. And I think that all the curriculums and everything is going to start gradually being designed with the ability to ChatGPT in mind. And I say that because what I mean by that is right now, I'm under the impression, I could be wrong, but I'm making this connection in that when like the internet came out and you could Google anything, I think that changed how homework was done because everything, all of knowledge is at the tip of your fingers. And I think if ChatGPT is on pace, if AI is on pace, on the pace that I think it is, which I hope it's not, but you know, change happens and all you can do is adapt. And so even if I don't like it, I have to. If AI does develop the way I think it is going to, then that also means that work and assignments, I'm going to be out of school, or I guess I stopped college, but work, the way it's done and assigned, and the workload and the expectations you are given to from the teacher relative to the work, like the work being how difficult it might be, is going to be relative to how quickly you can learn it. And how quickly you can learn it is, well, ChatGPT, right? It was Google and then ChatGPT, but maybe I'm overthinking it because, I mean, surely the difference in capability between Google and ChatGPT really isn't that high. Um, like I don't know how much you can widen that gap. Let's be for real. Well, sorry, you can't ever, you can't really accurately guess the future because you're guessing about something completely unknown. You don't, right? You can estimate based on the variables and the conditions of the present, but those are fickle. All it takes is one little discovery, one little catalyst for everything to snowball into something that you could have never imagined. So perhaps thinking of the future is futile. I really like the band Los Campesinos. They're pretty cool. That's out of nowhere, but it came to my head and I felt like saying it. So there that is. 24:34. Have I said everything that I must say? Everything out of my head that's relevant or worth talking about? Perhaps I have. I mean, I don't think there's anything else that's, well, it's diminishing returns, right? I think the longer I talk, the less substance there will be to my words, because eventually my brain will tire out. Even if I technically have more to talk about, it's not going to just suddenly surface, because I think brains are kind of like in states where there's only so much at the forefront of your mind at any given time, and it kind of cycles. And I've talked about like the 6 7 things at the forefront of my mind, right? The theory, the like future and exams, and some of my interests, hobbies, the arts, romanticism, and any those are still like at the forefront of my mind. It's not like I talked about them and they're gone. So because they're not actively being replaced, they're just kind of consuming memory space. And the way to reset that is just to wait some time, maybe even go to sleep on it, and have a completely new brain state. So y'all fuck with Yuri and like Yaoi, because I do a little bit, just a little bit. It's kind of fire. It's kind of fire to be hate. In this game called Saihate Stations, it's pretty fire. That's right. I have footage for that. I don't know if I'll edit it down. I want to. It's not that hard. It won't take that long, but I'm just so bad at actually doing that stuff. I feel like whenever I actually do anything productive, it's because it's like summer and I genuinely just have nothing better to do, to the point where, yeah, I have the free time to not. I'll get bored of being bored. Because things like TikTok and these other apps that you can spend hours on and just scroll, right? Watch hours of YouTube, watch hours of TikTok, watch hours of media. Eventually you get bored of that, and then you get so bored of just doing everything, and then you get bored of being bored, and you finally get to those tasks that you've been putting off, because anything is better than what you're doing now. But that's really only possible in summer, and that won't even be the case soon. That's right. I have to learn how to drive. Oh my gosh, how could I forget? I still don't have my license. I still haven't even taken the permit test. It really is so cooked for us out here, chat. But I wonder what the future holds. The grind never stops, though. I'll have to graduate school. I'll go to Hawaii for a while. But once I'm done with that and I graduate school and I go to Hawaii and I come back, it's back to the grindstone, right? That sucks. Are you ready for me to like do a STEM major, like civil engineering, and then like completely drop off it? Be like, this is the worst, man. When they say Californians say like it a lot, they're not wrong. Anyhow, just a small side sentence that came to my head. So STEM, right? If I were to take like some STEM class, it'd be suffering, it'd be the worst. And then I'll do like the pipeline, STEM major to business major, and just have like the easiest time ever and have a great time. It might happen. It might really just happen. I mean, I'm not fully opposed to business. I could do like business optimizations, and hell, that sounds like something I could do. Business optimizations, it's useful, and I have faith in myself. As this video approaches 30 minutes, I believe that I am kind of feeling obligated to stop, right? Because after 30 minutes, well, I've spoken my mind for one. We've already realized a few minutes ago that we were approaching the end. We could kind of feel everything collapsing in on itself, but there was still a little bit of juice. You could still keep beating that dead horse, or in this case, barely a live horse. But soon this horse will die, and I'm not one to beat a dead horse. But I can stand another minute. I can watch. Oh yeah, my dog died. I didn't upload anything about that. Yeah, my dog's dead. The house is a lot quieter now. I think. I mean, I didn't. I wasn't with my dog enough to be super hit by it. For a few days, I did notice the emptiness, but now it's definitely more convenient. All right, and like I don't think that's fucked up to say. Not having a dog has made things easier. Life's easier. I don't have to pick up dog shit and take the dog out and feed it, drink it, and give it water and pay attention to it and pet it. But that being said, I mean, it was a nice source of affection and a nice source of comfort and calm, and it was a part of my life for like a long time, for most of my life. at least my conscious life, and now it's gone. And the way it died was pretty fucked up. I watched it die in the car to the vet where it was gonna get put down, but it died on the way there. So, I mean, I'd saved money, but I watched it like just it couldn't breathe, and I watched it just stop inhaling. The breath stopped coming out. It stopped breathing, and then it's like, oh shit, it's kind of fucked. But we stay up, I guess. I don't think I already talked properly about it, but essentially, like, my dog couldn't breathe, and like blood was coming out, and carried into the truck, and on the car there, I mean, it was just like wheezing. It would let out a breath. It was fighting for its life. It would breathe every like 20 seconds, but she was gone before I knew it. I mean, like 6 minutes into the ride, the breaths stopped. I don't know. It's just you watch every breath, but not knowing which one's going to be the last, and eventually the last one comes, and you realize that, oh, you know, is it going to come yet? Is it coming? And then it never does. Suddenly it's gone, and it's like, oh, that fucking sucks. Yeah, that was the 30 minutes it took for a new thought to recycle, and it was like, dead dog. I think it's just because I was outside here and realized, like, wow, it's empty out here. Normally a dog would be out here, right? But I think that's actually everything, and I think that's a good bow tie to end this off on. So that's my little life update. I mean, is there more I could talk about? Maybe, probably, but nothing worthwhile, or if it is worthwhile, it's nothing that I personally want to share out in public, even though no one really watches these videos. It's just something I suppose I'm not comfortable with myself, or yeah, I mean, if I don't want other people to hear about it, then I guess I myself am not fully ready to process it either, right? Sure, we'll go with that. Okay, goodbye everybody. If you made it this far, cool. Thank you for getting this far. That means something. I'm gonna upload this, and then I'm gonna go do my calculus work because I need to do that because it's due tomorrow. Oh, I can't believe I didn't talk about prom, but I just made so that's the end of the video. So I'm just gonna say it in one sentence. I didn't go to prom, so I missed out, I guess. Sucks, huh? Whatever. It's probably fine, but I've been seeing a lot of propaganda. Well, I don't know I wasn't there, so I can't know what I was missing out on. So if it was something I should feel bad about, then hold on, I'm gonna do something cool. Yeah. If it's something I should be sad about, then oh well. Okay, for real. Goodbye.